Welcome to the 20th Georgia National Fair. 20 fairs is a big deal to us. In the fair's short but stellar history, one thing has remained constant: youth livestock shows. Steers, heifers, market lambs, market goats, market swine, breeding ewes, breeding gilts, and commercial dairy heifers. During the first Georgia National Fair, October 5th through the 13th, 1990, 270,000 plus people attended the 9-day fair. Junior livestock entries totaled 1,711. Premiums paid totaled $37,000. At this point in this year's fair, we don't have total entry figures, so let's work with last year's figures just for the sake of comparison. Last year, attendance at the fair was over 407,000 people. That's an increase of 137,000 people in 19 years. Also last year, junior livestock entries totaled 4,600, an increase of 3,000 head since that early first fair. Premiums paid totaled $82,000, an increase of $45,000. These numbers tell a story. 4-H and FFA livestock programs in Georgia are very important and effective. This phenomenal growth was the driving force behind the expansion of the livestock and equine facilities at the Georgia National Fairgrounds and Agricenter. The authority and staff are very proud to introduce the new Livestock Equine Arena, creating a new venue for Georgia's youth to show, learn, and compete. This is the core, heart, and soul of the Georgia National Fair and the guiding mission of the Fairgrounds. It's a rededication to the livestock programs at the fair and our promise to the next generation of 4-H and FFA students. And it's also a big commitment on the part of the state to direct the funds to these projects. The arena seats about 900 people. It's climate controlled and has space for vendors and concessions. The Livestock Equine Arena is connected to the covered practice arena, which in turn is connected to the multipurpose building. Covered walkways guide the students and their livestock from building to building. It's interesting to note with the new larger size show ring, showmanship classes took only half as long as last year. We were lucky to find Henry Terhune of Peach County. He shares his memories of the early years showing livestock with his daughter.
Well, let's see, I can remember when my daughter this was the first time we showed here with a steer that we had, and she did real well.
In the last 19 years, we've gone from 1,700 junior livestock entries to almost 4,700 last year. What do you think is the reasons behind that? What is spurring the growth in livestock entries among our youth?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that so many kids with county agents and ag teachers back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s had such a good influence, and those parents have taken up the gap when the budgets have been cut.
What was your first impression upon seeing the new Livestock Equine Arena?
I think this is great that the state saw that this was needed and facilitate more events coming to Georgia and being held here, I think, with some of the other bigger breeds and breed associations and that type of thing. Hey, it's great. The state could have spent money in a lot of other places, but I think this was one of the best ones they could for our youth.
Over the years, livestock shows have been a main attraction for fairgoers. Rides and food rank high too, but these animal shows have an impact on the youth, their parents, the overall family unit.